Haven't decided how many levels I'm going to get, but I will be giving my full review at the end of the stream. But I can tell you firsthand right now, this is a 7 out of 10. Hopefully I'm not having any problems being live on stream right now, as I do not see my stream up and running yet. Alrighty. So you have your basic attacks here. You have electricity, lightning. They start off pretty weak, so usually it takes a couple hits, but since mine's fully modified, it probably won't take that many. Those like combos, basically, how many enemies you get in a row without breaking your combo.
Calamity.
Alrighty, let's move on to the next level, show off a little bit more of the rings. These are fully powered up rings, so they won't be doing this kind of ridiculous attacks right out the gate. So you have your lightning, your fire, your tornado and or wind, your mud. It slows them down, but it actually damages them now. I've upgraded it, and then you have your ice.
Krinkle.
And then you have your super powered attack to the right. We're going to go through quite a few levels, maybe the first boss. It depends on how far we can get in an hour or so. So you have the firewall. This is the second level. This is the third level, I think, that you unlock the fire ring.
Crinkle-tastic! Crinkle-tastic! Calamity.
Like I said, you get little gems for every level that you complete depending on how well you do. Flawless victory is if you don't let them even hit your base. As far as the achievements go, for the achievement hunters, it's actually a moderately easy game, except for the first 20 levels. I would say the first 20 levels are going to be a little rough at the beginning without the rest of the rings. But once you get past those 20 levels, you're good. There's weaknesses for each one, of course. It all depends on how you want to play. Whether you want to spam everything or
Crinkle-tastic!
go spell by spell.
Calamity.
The spell at the spell meter up at the right there is actually a full-screen wipeout move. The special meter. It doesn't unlock until way later in the game. There's only 60 levels in the game, and I think 3 bosses in total. Definitely an easy game if you want to pull completion there. Had no problems completing the game.
Calamity.
The flawlesses might give you a little trouble at the beginning, but once you get to the end and get all the rings and all the gems little by little and the upgrades, it should be solid.
Delicious. Crinkle-tastic. Crinkatonic. Crinkle-tastic.
A good majority of the game, you're going to definitely rely on that lightning. That lightning is definitely one of the best spells in the game, in my opinion. The ice is actually pretty good. If you put it up, it freezes them in place and then completely demolishes their health. Alright, so here's a little weakness here. You put the fire down twice, and they should make their heads big. And then they explode with 2 or 3 shots at the beginning, and they do massive damage to the area around them. So they take out all the creatures around them as well. That should help your multiplier in this area with the lower ring.
Calamity.
We used a little bit of a superpower right now.
Delicious.
Yeah, that superpower is a full screen wipeout. You
Calamity.
don't get that until the 3rd area. Really only 2 areas per game.
Crinkatonic.
So I would say in order to complete the game, it should take you roughly about 5 to 6 hours tops. Maybe a little more depending on how you play. But I wouldn't say it's too long of a game. Even less time to complete.
Delicious.
We're going through some boss methods here as well. To get up to them.
Calamity. Crinkatonic.
So there's a bunch of little elemental crinkles that come at you from time to time. Since you'll have the lower rings, you'll have more time to actually do damage to them around them. So you'll be able to explode them in a whole thing rather than completely wiping them out. But unfortunately, my rings are really, really strong now. They're fully maxed out.
Calamity.
And I have that power at the top that fills up slowly so that you can wipe out the whole screen. In later levels, it fills up 2 or 3 times, sometimes even 4. You want to use that method at the beginning. 2 fires should do it for the red one. And then about 3 lightning. I know it shows that I'm just doing 1, but like I said,
Crinkatonic.
and the rest will be using a lot of lightning. So I would suggest maxing out your lightning spell as soon as possible.
Calamity. Crinkatonic.
You can get the mud in the 2nd area, and you'll get the ice in the 3rd.
Calamity.
At the beginning, you'll be using that meat. You put that meat down, and they'll actually attack the meat and give you some time to recuperate and strategize for a couple seconds on what you want to do before they hit your face.
Crinkle-tastic!
So, see that little meat. You see they eat it right there, and you can just spam lightning or fire and lightning at the same time.
Crinkle-lamity.
Like a bunch of them at once. You'll be using that method quite a bit for a while. And the double lightning downs for multiple enemies in the same spot.
Crinkle-lamity.
So once you get all the rings and all the power-ups, the flawlesses shouldn't be too hard there. It's just you got to keep your multiplier up. If you happen to miss some flawless scores, it's definitely based on your multiplier. So you want to kill 5 at once or chain together a little bit of a combo rather than just spam the crap out of everything. It just depends on if you get those points. If you do get those points right off, you don't have to worry about any of that.
Crinkle-lamity. Crinkatomic.
My personal favorites are definitely the lightning and the ice.
Crinkle-lamity.
I never really found much use for the mud. I think the mud sucks in my opinion. It slows them, but it doesn't do much else. Now that it's fully upgraded, it kind of damages them, but it's not useful when you first get it, for sure. Aside from slowing them down. And there's certain enemies that actually just run right past you later on too, so it can make it useful. In my opinion, but some people like slowing them down. Depends on your strategy.
Crinkle-lamity.
I would say the best method would be to put down a mud pit, then a fire pit, where they slowly walk into the fire and the mud at the same time. And then you can hit them with a tornado or something. That should instantly kill them. Okay, so this would be the level that you get the tornado ring on. They just made a Green Lantern reference there.
Crinkle-tastic. Crinkatomic. Crinkatomic. Crinkle-lamity. Crinkle-tastic. Crinkle-tastic. Crinkle-lamity. Crinkatomic. Crinkalicious.
So I'm getting flawlesses here without even a bothering to really put anything down there. Definitely going to be an easy game to one play if you're after that.
Crinkatomic.
It's very easy to get really hooked on it as well. Has that addictive one more level gameplay.
Crinkle-lamity.
Especially when your rings are lower.
Crinkle-lamity. Crinkle-lamity. Crinkatonic.
Alright, let's see if we can't get into a boss stage now. Now we got the gist of it. They're gonna throw different crinkles at you from time to time. There's gonna be tornado ones, there's gonna be drilling ones that are immune to damn near everything. There's gonna be electricity ones later on. The method with the boss is that you definitely want to tornado the bomb back at him, so you get stunned. And you just spam the crap out of your spells to hit him. But always make sure you don't break your tornado rings. Attack and damage on you. Now the real challenge is going to be getting it flawlessly before it's fully
Crinkle-lamity.
He's already done because of my spells. I think he got demolished. Yeah, but once you max out those rings, you'll have no problem coming back and just flawlessing everything. Check out the second boss.
The Mecha Crinkle is gone, and the barrier becomes strong using his crystal stone. The kingdom seems safe. The people cannot wait for another festival to celebrate.
Those lazy guys always partying and letting the hard work for us.
However, the mage feels evil coming from far. He must head to the swamp to finish this war.
The swamp? I hate the swamp.
Alrighty, we're gonna go to the swamp boss next. There is a method to do this as well. He's a little tough. I had a little trouble on him before I The method on this boss is there's a certain point of enemies. And the ice blocks his little stick.
Crinkle-lamity.
Now you want to light them on fire to do the most damage.
Crinkle-lamity. Crinkle-lamity.
When you light them on fire, and you touch them in, there's certain parts that get affecting the enemies. And usually it's right after you get ice on them.
Crinkle-lamity.
But if that doesn't work, you definitely just spam his enemies spells if you can. Like right there would be a nice time to light his enemies on fire, and he'll suck them in and do really bad damage to their boss right there. It's definitely something you want to aim towards doing, but as you can see, there's still problems with this boss too. He's definitely a tough one, I will say that. But if you max out your rings, all you need to do is spam all your spells at the beginning and make sure none of the enemies come towards you. He's definitely a tough boss, I will say that. You're probably going to have to retry this one a couple times, but the last boss should be the easiest as he freezes.
Another battle is won,
spots.
but something is strange about the figures on the stone.
I know. It is madness to choose to do a Krinkle statue instead of a glove one.
The Krinkles seem to have their own king, a primal creature that creates other beings.
At least they don't need to ask themselves how the Krinkle babies are made.
From deep in the woods they hear a groan. It must be the King Krinkle sitting in his throne.
Alright, we're gonna go to the king boss next. Alright, so this one strategy is a little tough as well. What you want to do is right out the gate, spam as many spells as you can, and just ignore it. Obviously, you don't want to let your base get hit, but this is definitely one of the best methods. Because if you keep stunning it, you can't let out any extra creatures. It is a really messed up method to do, but honestly, he's a tough boss. Otherwise, he just keeps on letting out those twinkles over and over again. If you keep fighting those twinkles, you won't be doing anything else but that. If you get the flawless same way, you just have to make sure you get the twinkles on top of that. Right now I'm ignoring them just because I want to get the message down. You should be able to defeat him way before he reaches your base. Obviously the power-ups are going to help as well. Definitely a long boss. Notice that there's no crinkles coming out there. Because if you keep on stunning, he can't let out anything else. And obviously you have to get the twinkles on the side as fast as you can without letting up on the sun. There you go. So spikes help as well. You want to use the mud kit on the piles of leaves and it'll spike them, and then you do a tornado follow-up and it should knock them out.
Yeah!
With the king sealed for good, the kingdom is safe from becoming Krinkle's food.
I almost lost a finger in this war. I should get a medal for this.
Everything is fine. Everyone is happy, free to enjoy the festival and become a bit more fatty. Once again, the Krinkles become a legend from a distant past. But for how long the peace will truly last?
Medal? Anyone? Maybe a pin at last?
Alrighty, I'm going to try and show off a little bit of the rest of the enemies, and then I'll be closing out the stream and doing my review. Like I said at the beginning, this is a 7 out of 10. The reasoning behind that is that the game runs solid. It's not a bad game. for its price, and there's definitely a little bit of strategy in there. It's not like it's easy all the way through, but you know, if you're on Xbox, in my opinion, I think a lot of people are going to enjoy the games because of the achievements. These are the little motor bosses, and nothing really stops you. You're gonna have a little bit of a problem with them, but they're weak, so that's the good thing about them.
Delicious!
The top thinkers are actually immune to damn near everything.
Calamity.
So they will definitely give you some problems.
Crinkatonic.
So that's that. Like I said, once you upgrade the room, you're not gonna have any problems killing anything.
Crinkatonic.
The method just goes out the window. Especially strategies, because all you need to do at that point is down all your spells because they're maxed out.
Crinkatonic.
And then you're done. That's the approach you want to go on.
Winkle-tastic.
We're showing off 2 more levels and then be done here. Some diggers in this road, they're really a pain.
Winkle-tastic.
With them. Every elemental, whatever color they look, you use your elemental damage on them twice, the same color, and their head should get big. And then after that, all you need to do is explode them. And that should actually do area damage. And that works for all of them.
Calamity.
The diggers give you some trouble, but it looks like a mud pit and some wind will definitely get them. Fire makes them hop around. My favorite is honestly the ice and
Calamity.
the lightning. Brown one with the mud pit.
Crinkatonic.
And then they throw lightning ones at the end of the areas, and then there's flying ones as well later on. There's also ice. Right, so this one has all 4 elementals. You know, it's the fire, the mud pit ones, the tornado, and the ice. And the same method works. Their heads get big, explode area damage. A movie? Alrighty, my apologies for that. Had a little bit of company to attend to. Okay, so we're going to be getting back into this one. The 4 elementals there, and then there's electricity and the flying. All of them. The flying ones will be giving you a little bit of trouble. I hate the digging ones personally, but everything just keeps moving forward as well. You get stuck on some damages for them. In these levels, they also have the mud digging ones as well. You gotta put a little mud thing there. You can't there's little mud clouds that actually hit the base. So this is really tricky ones I was talking about. This is where you're going to have a lot more trouble because electricity or lightning is when you're actually fighting the enemy prior to that. So there is some strategy involved without the upgrades. But once you get those upgrades, whatever you want at that point. Because even I'm having a little trouble keeping up with them even now. I will say that some of the levels are definitely tough, but not too tough. It just takes a little strategy, quick thinking. Oh, okay, here's another one. These ones actually teleport. You gotta watch it with the ones with the eyes on the head. They teleport out of the star areas. You have to keep them down. So they're not too handy. You definitely want to keep an eye on them. They will get past you. You won't notice it. But thank God for that power up on the side corner there on the right. You didn't have that, I think it'd be a little rougher as well. Right there you can actually focus on clearing the whole area out.
Calamity.
You're going to use that quite often in this area.
Calamity.
Definitely good to upgrade your rings to whatever
Krinkatonic.
Prior to this, like you will be working on it. At this point, your lightning might actually have no effect in this area, but it'll hit the rest of the enemy. So you definitely want to work better on that. One more level, and then we'll call it. Level 59, level before the boss. Basically, these decals are spiked. The mud pits on them, you get spiked. You gotta be careful though, because if you use tornado, like so, it'll blow away the leaves. You can't use it. You gotta pour it.
drink a tonic.
Strategy is definitely going to be that multiply coming in. So you can slow them down. That's how.
Calamity.
One got by.